Hi Supraja, hi Ayush. We'll just give 2 minutes to other participants to join. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, we are giving 2 minutes for other participants to join.
Okay, fine. Okay, how are all the participants already joined? Hi.
Is the screen clear? Like the sharing is there, no? You can see my PowerPoint.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's clearly seeing. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, maybe you can start. Later on, if anybody is joining, I'll just let them in.
Okay, fine. Hello, all participants. This is the second day of the course, short-term course regarding amphibians of Western Ghats. Especially, we are calling them as the jewels of our Western Ghats. Yesterday, we have discussed about some of the group of amphibians which are already taught, the cricket frogs, Indian bullfrogs, and even toads like that. Today, we continue with the narrow-mouthed frogs. They're also called as the balloon frogs. In this, we can come across some of the species with these are also very small organisms and which are having the narrow mouth, and the patterns on the body is very unique, and they sometimes they make their body balloon-like features, thereby to avoid the uh, predators that is coming near to them. That's why. And next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, these are the very fascinating amphibians, especially frogs. They're called as dancing frogs. They are come under the Micrygzalidae family, Micrygzalus genus. They're all very unique species which are present in and around the cascading falls or streams, brooks like that. Their uniqueness is with their phenomenon of food flagging. Food flagging is a very unique feature of these frogs. They're going to physically, they're going to show their movements by their hind limbs and forelimbs to attract their mate, which is quite away from the male. There is a question rising in an all of us. Why these group of organisms made such a uh, movements of legs are like that. Other amphibians will going to vocalize to attract the female, but these organisms will going to do such food flagging because of the sound present in and around the waterfalls. Since their habitat is quite disturbance with the waterfall sounds, they cannot communicate with the uh, and female individuals. That's why they made such adaptation or modification or even evolution to connect with their opposite sex. That is the uniqueness of these dancing frogs. And even by using this foot flagging, it's going to kick back the same male individual, which is also trying to connect with the female. That is male combating. It's called as kickboxing behavior in these dancing frogs. Here are the four important species of dancing frog, that is Kotkehara dancing frog, Niluvase dancing frog, Wainad dancing frog, elegant. All these are the dancing frogs which are distributed in a very narrow range of habitats. That means they have adapted to a very micro habitats. It cannot adjust or adapt to the larger the changes in the environment. Next slide, please. Coming to the next slide, these are the tree frogs, somewhat bigger in size. The name itself explains they are the tree dwellers, bush from a small bush to the larger tree like that. And Malabar gliding frog, they're going to glide while jumping from one branch to other branch of a different trees like that. During that, they're going to open their web which are present in their hind and forelimbs. That's why these tree frogs evolved with the almost 100% webbing pattern in their toes, in both fingers and toes. That's the uniqueness of these tree frogs. Very colorful, very attractive tree frogs are there in our Western Ghats. The small tree frog, Pseudomalabaricus species, Western tree frog. Both this common tree frog and Western tree frog are quite common. And even the Malabar gliding frog is also quite common in the Karnataka part and even in the Tamil Nadu or even Kerala part of Western Ghats. All these are the very unique and very colorful species of tree frogs. Yeah, and Malabar gliding frog will go into build the nest by using the foam to lay their eggs immediately above the water pools. Maybe the well or even a pond like that. And from that, the eggs will going to hatch and tadpoles will going to enter the water bodies and they'll going to develop. Next slide. Yeah, this is a fascinating group of rocks where you can come across. There is no aquatic tadpole stage. It has been biased the tadpole stage, especially in the water bodies. That means they're not need any water bodies for the development of their progeny. Bush frogs, they're called as bush frogs. We have two different genus, Pseudophylatus and even Ravachestris are the two different genus of bush frogs. And they're all present in the bushy habitats. So see the sharing the amphibians which are made in the habitat, tree frogs, bush frogs, land dwellers, aquatic dwellers. They have been shared their niche or habitat to share their food also, and even with the share their different resources. There is no combating among the group of these organisms. There is no fight for the resources, fight for the food or other resources. Bush frogs going to have their food in that level of plants. The tree frogs going to get their food in the canopy or tree at that height. the terrestrial or land dwellers or forest floor frogs will going to get their food by the insects which are present in the floor, like that. These organisms have been provided such a very unique knowledge to the civilian society. We are always fighting for the different resources, but we have to learn from these smaller, very unique, lesser known organisms. Here are some of the species of bush frog, indigo bush frog. The color itself is very fascinating. It's only found in the small, almost 20-25 square kilometer range of Kudremuka National Park peak. And Kudremuka bush frog is almost distributed almost Karnataka part of Western Ghats. The name for this species, due to it has been described first in the Kudremuka National Park, but after that, the researchers found these species other part of the Western Ghats also. Anyway, the blue-eyed bush frog is very attractive species with a blue ring in its eye or iris. And Amboli bush frog is also very common and highly distributed species in the throughout the Western Ghats. Water droplet frog, wow, yeah, it's a very beautiful frog, and the its vocalization pattern is very similar to the water droplet. What we when a drop of water is in a touched a stream or like that. And Aclandra bush frog. Aclandra is a species of bamboo. Actually, it's a hollow bamboo, and this bush frog is going to lay their eggs within the Waklandre reeds, and they're going to enter the reed by the hollows made by the insects burrows, and they lay their eggs there, and the tadpoles will going to develop, not tadpoles, the direct development. All these bush frog we can come across the direct development from the egg itself. They developed inside the egg, and a miniature small frogs going to come out from their eggs, and they're going to develop their independent life in those areas. It's a very unique species of our Western Ghats, Waklandre bush frog. Next slide, please. These are the skittering frog. They're going to skitter. Yeah, the name itself explains. These species are found in the pond or open wells, like that. They're going to skitter from on a surface of the water. That's why they have the unique appendages like web and even the feet. They're all evolved to swim on the floor, on the surface of the water bodies. And the Karavali skittering frog is endemic to the Karavali part of Western Ghats. And Alois skittering frog is also an Indian skipper frog or even skittering frog is a highly distributed species. You can find almost all part of Western Ghats and even other part of India also. It is not endemic to our Western Ghats. Yeah. Next. Uh, Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the night frogs. The name itself explain not even almost all frogs are nocturnal, but why the name night here means they always prefer the habitat which has been covered by the high canopy. These species are adapted to the a slow flowing streams, perennial streams are which are flowing inside the forest with a very there is no much depth in those stream. Almost all these species are adapted to the darkness. That's why they're called as night frogs. All these species are having the unique egg laying behavior or even parental care behavior. All these Kumbar night frog is very well known for mud packing behavior and the parental care from the male individual. They're going to pack the eggs by the sand or soil particles which are present in the stream, thereby to avoid the desiccation and even to confuse the predators, to protect the eggs by the predators. And jogue night frog is very unique. They're going to lay the eggs on the overhanging branches or leaves or even the stems. Uh, After the hatching of eggs, the tadpole has to reach the stream and they're going to independently develop. The very small Camphor night frog is a somewhat smaller night frog of Western Ghats. They are present in a very aquatic in a plant. They're going to lay their eggs only few numbers like 4, 5, or 6 like that. And why the number is like that means the survival rate of these eggs are more. That's why the evolution regarding the number of eggs laid by the different species is based on the survival rate. They are very intelligent. For example, the toads will want to lay the eggs in several thousands like that. But these species will lay their eggs in a few numbers. Kumbara night frog will going to lay only 4 or 5 eggs. Our joke night frog is also in and around 10. Like that, since here there is a parental care, and they're going to care the eggs till they hatch. That's why that is the uniqueness of this. Karnataka night frog is one of the biggest night frog in Western Ghats. Dattatreya night frog is also one of the very unique species of night frog present in the Dattatreya Pita near Chikmagaluru. Yeah, next slide, please. These are called as flagship. Why I told this the word flagship species means all these are very unique and very attractive species of Western Ghats. It has been used for as an ambassador of the particular region. Like the resplendent stuffed frog is known for the Kerala part of Western Ghats. They have used this frog for all to promote the conservation of the frogs in the Kerala part of Western Ghats. Galaxy frog is also limited to some national park. And the purple frog is one of the well-known, internationally known species of Nasica batrachidae. Nasica batrachidae is the endemic family for Western Ghats with two different species. Only two species of Nasica batrachus is present in our Western Ghats. One is Sahyadriensis and one more near Kodagu, that is with the name of that is the scientist of Coimbatore of Sakan. I don't exactly, I'm not remembering his name. So that is the second species of purple frog recently, you described in the Western Ghats. The starry dwarf frog is basically is a very attractive body features, star-like features on the body. That's why it's also used as a flagship species for promoting the amphibian conservation and other things. Next slide, please. So these are the Sicilians. They're not frogs actually. For the sake of for knowledge, I have presented these the different species of Sicilians, worm-like organisms with a very beautiful coloration on the body, bicolored, tricolored like that. And Bombay Sicilian, Sheshachari Sicilian is quite longer. Chorla giant striped Ethiophis is a very attractive Sicilian present in and around Maharashtra part of Western Ghats. We have Kodagu striped Icthophis is present in and around Kodagu and even in the Shravati. Bombay Sicilian is present in the Shravati valleys like that. All these are very unique species of amphibians. And actually, they with the feature of the Sicilians, as I told, the eyes are very reduced eyes and subsurface dwellers. It is very hard to find the Sicilians many times. Only during road kills on the road, or even while doing some agricultural activities in Areca plantation, we may find these. caecilians. Otherwise, it is very hard to find these caecilians. Yeah. Next, coming to the why we have to study amphibians. Yeah, why this is a very significant question, and this is for the sake of its significance. Amphibians are very significant part in the food chain and food web. To know more about their role in food chain and food web, it is very important to study about the different species of amphibians and what it consumes. Especially very important, different species going to consume the different insects or different organisms, and how the species of frogs or other amphibians are going to control the particular species of insects, like that. It's very important to study about the amphibians. And pest control, since the amphibians are going to control the numerous insects which are harming our agricultural products, agricultural activities. It is very important to study about amphibians and agriculture productivity. Yeah, the amphibians will going to gives immense contribution for this agricultural productivity by controlling the loss of food seen by the insects. And amphibians are also having the medicinal applications, especially through its mucus or poison glands, and this can be used for the the development of the different drugs, antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, and even anti poisonous materials. Looks like that. This picture shows how it's the role of frog in the food web as a prey and as a predator. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, this will going to show the how they, what are the different organism it has been consumed, and that how they control the pest, and even the role of frogs in food web and food chain. Next slide, please. Yeah, how to study. Actually, we have to start the studying the amphibians by its diversity studies, identifying the different species of frogs in and around our home or agricultural habitats, or even in the forest, or even aquatic habitats. The taxonomy and systematics is very important, and it's a basic for all other research. That's why you have to start the study in the amphibians through the its taxonomy, how the name of the species have been developed, taxonomical information, and how they have been categorized, like that. Enumerating the different species present in a small patch of forest or grasslands, like that. Second one is ecological studies. Ecological studies is also very important in amphibian research, since every species of frog or even caecilian have its own behavior with respect to their breeding, or even some of the frogs are having the parental care, like that. And even food flagging behavior, like that. That's why it's very important. And a natural history. Natural history will going to provide the complete information about its life cycle, a life history. But recently, I I heard about the species of frog, which is feeding on the nectar or fruit also. It's a new one. Actually, we always thought that amphibians are carnivorous, like that. Frogs are carnivorous, but a species of frog. Recently, I came to know that I don't know exactly the species. Actually, recently it has been published that species is feeding on the fruits. Imagine it exactly. It changed the what we learned about the amphibians. Natural history is going to provide such new insights to the science. That's why it's very important. Acoustics, absolutely, especially for amphibian studies, acoustic is very important, since each species will going to you know produce sound with a different pitch, different frequency. That's why the acoustical studies is very important. and even the vocalization will go to change with respect to the habitat also. If it is in the forest, if it is in the underwater, if it is in the near falls or streams, the vocalization pattern is going to change. What is the reason behind that? For that, we need acoustical studies and population dynamics. How the population of these individual species is changing. Um, that's the great question. Since human anthropogenic activities is disturbing the habitat of these organisms, that's why it is very important to study how their population is changing. It's meta population concept like that, and even the home range or territory. All these are very important studies. Distribution pattern is also very important. Is it the pattern of distribution? Is it concentrated to a specific region or in a larger habitat or distributed throughout the Western Ghats or other part like that? Distribution pattern is also very important for the conservation measures. If it is point endemic, and the priority for conservation is given to the species. If it is distributed throughout the Western Ghats, there is no need for priority for conservation. No doubt, we have to conserve those species, but while conservation, we have to make some priority. During that, on the basis of the distribution pattern, we have to develop the conservation methods to for that such type of research is very important. Next. Yeah, that is genetics. Molecular level studies is also very important. In the recent past, while describing the species also, we need the molecular studies. Otherwise, the species name or description will not going to valid. That's why genetical studies is also very important. And uh, phylogeography means how they have been distributed throughout the world. For example, our Nasica batrachus sahiagidensis, actually the same, the species, not same actually, but similar species is present in the Sicily island, which is a island very near to the African continent. That means it is an evidence for the continental drift theory. Continental drift theory, yeah. The landmass, Gondwana landmass have been separated, and India is now here. The Africa is there. This will going to provide the clear-cut information about once upon a time these species are present in a same landmass. Now it has been separated. Due to the separation, the new species has been originated here like that. That is the evidence for the speciation theories. Also, phylogeography is very important. Application studies, yeah, antimicrobial, antifungal, and the young researchers has to take such research studies. There are many such research activities in other part of the world, but Indian context, the very minimum number of researchers are entering into the field of amphibian research. Majority of the research is concentrated more on the larger animals like mammals, birds, like that. I invite many young researchers to do the amphibian research. Yeah. Next. Yeah, it's very significant. These are the threats for amphibians. Yeah, the picture presenter on the right side of the what slide is showing the amphibians are threatened. It's a lost. Many species of the frogs in the world are either vulnerable, they are endangered or critically endangered, like that. Recent publication has explained almost 60% of the global amphibians are threatened species. It means since they are adapted to the very small microhabitat environmental features, small changes in those or alteration in the habitat will result in their the disappearance or reduced population. That's why they are a very significant group of organisms for the conservation. Climate change is a very significant threat for the global amphibian decline, and even introduction of alien species. The exotic species may be we have taken from the other part of the world to here to control some pest or to as an animal husbandry or some other purpose. But the same alien species or exotic species may become a threat for the local indigenous species like frog. Yeah, that is one of the, for example, some trout or some fishes which have been taken from the other part of the world for the rear in our pond or streams or some other reservoirs. The same fish may feed on the tadpoles of our native species which are present in those reservoirs or other aquatic water bodies. Next, over harvesting for human use, uh, road kills are the very common in the during the monsoon season. Over harvesting means we are consuming the especially bullfrog body parts for the recipes, food recipes. The next slide. Habitat loss and alteration, environmental contamination, diseases. Maybe you all know about all these threats. I don't think it's need explanation. We are losing the very valuable habitat of amphibians for our developmental projects like damming the rivers or quarries or mining and road construction, railways, and many other purposes. Environmental contamination, air pollution, water pollution, even sound pollution, they're all affecting the amphibian population. Diseases, many viral bacterial diseases also affecting the population. UVB radiation, since the ozone layer is depleting from the long back, it's also the entering the UV radiation is increased and that ultimately affecting. These are the pictures providing the information about how road kills and mining is happening and how to conserve the amphibians. Yeah, these are the some of the important steps: control over man-made activities, educating the landowners, promotion of public engagements in amphibian research through citizen science projects. Annexed, providing the suitable alternatives to the farmers, identification of the habitats which are possess the endemic, implementation of strict conservation measures for the protecting critical habitats. Yeah. Okay, these are the some of the steps taken by the several researchers to promote the amphibian research. There is a pictorial guide, and your FrogFind app, and some citizen science project like mapping Malabar tree toad, yeah, biodiversity portal, yeah, like that. Okay, thanks to next slide. Thanks to SP Krishnamurthy, he is my guide. Dr. KV Gururaja, Dr. Dinesh KPM, Pradeep Kaladi, who helped me in the field and other supports. Diveshri for opportunity to share my views. Okay, thank you all. It's a time for interaction. There is a very small time for you. Yeah, you can ask some questions regarding
Thank you, sir,
this.
for wonderful session. So the session is open for discussion now. So please ask your questions and sir will answer you. You can
Yeah,
unmute yourself. You can ask your questions.
please interact. I expect from enthusiast
And you can
participants.
all
Yeah,
see this is the frog sir was talking about. This is the flagship behavior. So this is the flagging of its legs. So it shows
yeah, yeah,
like because of waterfalls, as sir told, the voice won't be audible for the females. So sir has put a beautiful image here, and this is how they just do the flagship behavior, and they'll also attract the females. And this is also used for combat, like they also show that
yeah.
as they're bigger in size and all.
Kickboxing. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's called as food flagging.
Food
Food flagging
flagging.
behavior. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Please, participants, please
And
ask some
yeah, this is
interesting
the
questions.
kurg, yeah, yellow bush frog or the blue-eyed bush frog. You can see a blue ring around its eyes, no? So this is why it is called as blue-eyed bush frog. Such beautiful pictures sir has put.
Yeah, yeah. And even last day, many of the participants have raised very interesting questions. Yeah, in the WhatsApp group,
Yes, sir.
very interesting questions. Yeah,
So the
Hello, sir.
yeah.
So I would like to ask you if you have any experience you would like to share um while doing any field surveys or anything.
Okay, regarding what?
Like regarding frogs only, like if you have any experience you would like to share it.
Okay. We have much experience, but I think it's a time to interact other participants. That's a very significant time. I think we have a very short time. I
So
will
she's
explain my
asking,
experience with some other.
so she's asking you to share one of the memorable moments which you have spent in the field while searching for frogs.
Yeah, breeding behavior. Actually, the Kumbara night frogs, bud packing behavior. When we come across that behavior, it's very astonishing for us. What is doing like that? And on the basis of that only, we did the Kaperaga, one of the very beautiful short musical video, which has got Green Oscar also.
So there's
And
a
it's an
question.
example. Yeah.
Sorry, yes. So we have a question from Supraja Narsimhan that is chytidiomycosis has been a global threat to the frog population.
Frog population
Yeah,
or
are
any
any
similar
similar
strains
strain
of
of fungi
fungi.
seen in India that causes threat to our native annual population?
Yeah, the studies is going on regarding this. I think that KV Gurraja and some other have identified such chytidomycosis species in some frogs also, but not in threatened level. Yeah, some studies is going on, but very minimum studies is happened regarding this chytidomycosis infection. Some paper is there, not much. One or two paper is there, but the further studies is needed regarding their impact on the declining population like that. Very good question. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Please, you can leave it in the chat box as well.
Dr. Kishore has been raised a very beautiful questions yesterday, and even Ritul Vitre. Yeah.
I think they are all comfortable asking questions in the group. So there is another
Yeah, they
question.
can. Yeah. Not only for
I have
today,
a
only you can ask
question.
anytime. Okay.
Sir, I wanted to know how plastic pollution is affecting frog population.
Absolutely. The plastic means that they are the chemical, compounds which uh, actually the specific studies are not, happened regarding this. Mm, but absolutely they are impacting on the amphibian since the amphibian skin and even the individuals are very sensitive for those chemicals. Absolutely they are affecting their behavior or even their presence or their movements like that, but there is no specific research is there in our western Ghats regarding the impact of the plastic pollution on frogs like that.
There is another question, sir. Any peculiar parental care that you have noticed in frogs?
Peculiar parental care, actually, in Kotiara dancing frog, they'll want to, lay their eggs inside the stream by digging some sandy, floor of the stream and put the eggs like that. Uh, Actually, it cannot be, treated as parental care, but like that, even in the what the Nyctobatrachus campholensis, the male frog is always be with the eggs for many days like that. They are all observed in the field, yeah.
Okay, sir.
But in not other species like tree frogs or in some other frogs, we are not observed such parental care.
Sure,
We,
sir.
we observe the parental care in the Nyctobatrachus, yeah.
Okay, sir. So we can take the other questions on the group. We have less than 1 minute. So whatever questions are there, please ask it in the group itself, and we
I
will
have seen
be.
some clocks stuck on the walls in public bathrooms. Yeah, yeah. It's an
Yes, we can discuss about it in the group, sir, because we have less than 1 minute.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you everyone for attending.